So welcome back to my channel. This is Gamer Dom, and you've already seen my Saga Age of Magic Great Kingdoms faction based on mythological Greeks. I've also been working on a Horde army based around sort of barbarian stroke Vikings. That was the sort of concept of it. So I thought I'd give it a quick update. It's pretty much done. There's a few more options I can build out, but the core of it is all here. This was all started because of this. Hang on, let me bring it in there. There we go. Oops, make some space. This absolutely awesome troll from Atlantis. I know I go about Atlantis miniatures all the time, but they are just awesome. Really impressed with every single one of them I've seen. So much so, I've just put some money into their latest Kickstarter. They're doing some wood elves, which just look absolutely stunning. And if they're anything like the rest of the range, well worth buying. So that will be Lord of the Wild army, I guess. Anyway, so this is my monster to go in this Horde army. Really like him. You may have just seen them. There's a couple of loads of creatures. There's some wargs. Wargs? No, I suppose they're sort of dire wolves, really. From the frozen north. A couple of bears as well, if I need those. I'm not so sure. They look a bit too sweet, really. I might have to swap those out, but don't know where these came from. They're quite old figures, I think. Couple of bears, one daddy bear, mummy bear, and baby bear. There you go. That's that lot. So that's my sort of creatures and monster options. I talked about this archer before now. This was a Mirs archer, which I just fell in love with. I just thought it was fabulous. Didn't really have a call for him, but I thought, you know what, he'd be great as the leader on my chariot that I'm planning for the Horde army. So there you go, there he is sitting on board. Now this is a Celtic chariot. I've obviously swapped out the horses and put in some boars. Just noticed their tusks aren't that bright. They should have brightened up a bit more. I have to try and touch them up a bit. And just sort of put him on board that. Technically they have a javelin, but since a composite bow is treated like a javelin, I say that's a composite bow. So that will be the hero on chariot option, which I think is fun. Next up, what can I show you? Don't know whether I use it yet, but that is a war engine, obviously war machine, static war machine. I think this is from an old D&D range. Just thought it was kind of in keeping with a barbaric one. Now finding crew for it was a bit tricky, and I need to do a bit proper research. But I had these, I think they're actually raiders, Viking raider figures. I thought for the time being they'll be absolutely fine to go as the crew for, you know, why he's drinking on duty with a catapult, I don't know. But anyway, whatever. But he's carrying a sack, which could be boulders, and he's got a box. So anyway, there you go. So that's the crew for the doodah. This is my druid stroke magician wizard. I think again he's a D&D explorer, I believe, but I thought he just looked kind of in keeping with the sort of theme of a sort of woodland wild men type creatures army. So that's my sorcerer. Moving on, I've got a number of warriors. I think he's going to be my warlord. I like using a dismounted one because you can use the follow me order or we obey order, whatever it is, whereas you can't if they're mounted, although they get a lot more attacks when they're mounted. That extra command is really useful, certainly later on in the game. So there's one. Got a number of options here. This was another figure I picked up, I think, from Merce during their sale. I just really liked. I don't know whether I'll use it or not, but he could be a lieutenant. And then I realised I got far too many. Oh, this one isn't actually supposed to be in that army. Okay. Then I also found this one, which is a nice character, and this one another nice character. So there's plenty of options there. We'll see which ones I actually play with in the end. Next up, let's take a look at, well, I've got a load of sort of heavy, these are sort of berserkery types. Love that figure. Isn't it brilliant? Really, really good. Barbaric figure. These fellas, just really, really impressive. Just love painting some of these up. I think these were Footsore, was it? I think those are. Anyway, so unit of 4 there, that could be the Berserkers, or they could be my Hearthguard, not quite sure yet. I've got another unit here. Again, Viking-y types with Barbarian-y types all mixed in together. Not sure how I'm going to play them yet. I'll probably play them as Hearthguard, because the problem with Berserkers and the list is that they don't get any Saga dice. So while they're very, very powerful, for what is it, extra 2 combat dice basically, you lose an order dice, a Saga dice, which seems a bit of a heavy price to pay. This unit is a unit of just warriors. These are, I think these are Warlord miniatures. From what I remember, had a box. I found a box with a load of them in there, and so that became my Warlord, my warriors. I've got some more to paint up, which when I get time I will, just so I've got a few more options, because actually the warriors are actually very useful in the game, I've found. So the creatures less so. You've got to be really careful about the creatures, but the men actually do their stuff. So what else we got? A couple of spare figures here that will probably form a block of another warriors, I should imagine. Don't know yet. You know, just when you've got them, you paint them, don't you? The other thing I'm toying with is creating, using some of the Hearthguard as mounted figures. I had these 2 character figures which I've mounted up that could be warrior, it could be generals, I suppose, could be officers, well, lieutenants or whatever they are, but they could also form the group of Hearthguard, mounted Hearthguard. And I found I had, in fact I seem to remember I won these years ago in their Warlord Celtic Cavalry. So there's 2 of them painted, there's another load on the painting table ready to go. So I paint those up anyway because they've sat there too long, but they could well be, I could mount them up as, I think the Horde can have mounted warriors, they can certainly have mounted Hearthguard, so it gives me another option. I'm kind of inclined with this army to go for speed. They're very much a get in amongst it kind of army from what I've seen. So the creatures I've gone for all quadrupeds, which mean they move fast. The chariot obviously moves fast. If they're backed up by a unit or 2 of Hearthguard on horses, that kind of would seem the way to go. Well, we'll see. But that's what I'm thinking. So a bit more work in progress with those. And then there's a group of archers, because you've got to have your levy involved. So these are just a mixed bag of, I think there's some Footsore stuff here. There's, I don't know where they've all come from. Various figures I had around in the box. In fact, I had to buy a little pack of Footsore just because I didn't have quite enough to make a unit. But the rest of them are just Viking archers. Quite nice figures. So that's the levy option for the army, and then you've probably noticed it, been back online and been into the oops, let me just show you that a bit better. There we go. There is my sacred site, or whatever they're called. Been back online, looked at the aquarium stuff. This is a fish aquarium thing, toy, whatever. I suppose the fish go in through there. I just thought that is ideal as a little thing for my sacred ground for my army. It's got a little skull on the back as well as the front. So I can't remember how it costs, about £5 I think. You know what, I haven't even dry brushed it. This is exactly as it came. It looks a bit lighter on camera than it really is. And all I've done is just stick it to, I think this was a marshy base or something I found in my wargaming cupboard. and I've just basically glued it down onto that, and then filled some of the holes with this lichen, whatever it is, and I think that looks pretty good. So that will be my sacred point. So there you go. That is my current thinking on my Horde army, all ready to rock and one down, man down, led by the troll, the chariot, catapult in the back there. Still not sure whether I use that, but we'll see. Lots of options on Hearthguard. There's the archers and the cavalry at the back there, who will probably be reinforced. I'm seriously thinking I'll go with quite a few cavalry in this army, just to make it really, because there is an option with the Horde army that you can, there's an activation on the board if you get the right dice, and I don't think it's too difficult to get. You can basically add an S to your move for all your units, so anything on L becomes L plus S, which means on the very first turn you're at L distance apart, just beyond L distance apart, and then you get the little S, which means the very first time all your L troops can charge straight into combat in the very first go, which without doing extra fatigues for double activations or anything like that. So I think that's pretty good. So there you go, update on the Horde army as they develop. I think I'm really quite pleased with some of these figures. I think they've come out, you know, I've always said I'm a distinctly average painter. Oops, can't see it through there. But I think they've come out pretty well. So anyway, let me know what you're working on. What's the faction you're working on? How are you doing with yours? Getting as addicted as I am? Thanks for watching. If you get a chance, click that subscribe button if you haven't already done so, and share it with your friends. Numbers are going up. I'm really pleased. Thank you so much for everybody who's subscribed, everybody who follows, everybody who comments. Really good. I'm off to Nottingham this weekend to do a bolt action D-Day event, which should be fun. So I'm going to try and do some filming there. I don't know how easy it will be. It's always difficult. You don't want to interfere with people's playtime and what have you. But I will see whether I can actually do some filming, because I think that will be fun to show off and see the action and what's going on, all the different armies. I'll be taking a German army. It's Germans against Axis. So we'll see how it works out. Should be fun. Hope so. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you again soon. May your dice roll high or low, depending on what you're playing. And I'll see you again soon. This is Gamer Dom, signing out.